morning, Off the Bench Sports family. We are here, Richwood High School, home of the Rams. As you can see, it's right here. It's not Ramsey's, but hey, we love Richwood the same. Joining me this morning is newly hired head coach for the Richwood Rams High School football team, Coach Marcus Yanez. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning. How you doing this morning?
It's great, man. Great day. It's always good to be home. Not just home as in Monroe. Richwood is also a part of my life. 1987 was the year. I think that was a pretty good year in everybody's everybody's life, man. That's our age. 87 was a great year. A lot of great stuff happened, So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and give a little bio of yourself. You can give as much or as little as possible. Choice is yours.
I'm holding the mic.
Go ahead.
Okay. Name is Marcus Yanez. I'm from Bastrop, Louisiana. Graduated class of 2000. Went to continue my athletic career at LSU in Baton Rouge, and finished my athletic career at Grambling State University in 2004. Immediately began my coaching career in 2005 as a graduate assistant. I've coached at various high schools, Jackson High School, which is now called East Feliciana High School. I went back to my alma mater at Bastrop High back in 2007 and coached there for 7 years. I've also been the head coach at Lake Providence High School, which is now General Trask. And I spent 4 years at Ouachita High School as both a linebacker coach and defensive coordinator. Been married for 9 years, have 3 beautiful children, Madison, Amelia, and MJ, Marcus Jr. And man, I just really enjoy doing what I do. I really enjoy working with these young kids on a daily basis, not just the student athletes, but just the student population in whole. I love working with young kids. I love to see them prosper and just grow from young 14-year-old teenagers and just see them mature into young men and young women, and hopefully I'm able to do my part as a head coach. I know I'm just a football coach, but I like to try to give them tools to help them be successful in the future.
Right. Man, that's a lengthy bio, in a good way. When you coach at multiple schools and you get to see different classifications, it allows you to see a different talent of kids that we sometimes think that kids only learn from coaches. Well, sometimes kids teach coaches a lot.
That's right.
As well. Mm-hmm. And so from that perspective, when you coach at a 5A Ouachita, at a 4A Bastrop, at a 3A General Trask, you see a different range of kids and a different range of athleticisms that also help you grow.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the philosophies of Coach Yanez.
Well, my philosophy is, I want to try to get the best out of my kids. I want them to be the best version of themselves, and I know that in order to do that, I have to hold them to a high standard. I have to hold them accountable, both on and off the field. If you ask any of my players, they know that if anything is not what it needs to be, whether it's classroom behavior or academics. Even in my short time here at Richwood, that I'm going to know about it, because in my opinion, what you do on the field, that only lasts you for so long, but the things that you do in the classroom will ultimately mold the type of future that you'll have. So, we try to set a high standard for our kids, and just right now with our kids, we're just trying to get rid of some bad habits. Just some, just a different type of mentality that we're trying to give them. going 2-8 last year, and I hate to harp on it because, that was last year's team, and I do believe that the kids that came back this year are different kids. They've worked their butts off this summer to try to ensure that the results are different, and most of them have bought into it. You still have some that haven't quite gotten the message, but they're starting to come along as well. We're night and day from where we were when I first got here, and so you can tell when the kids start holding each other accountable, that's a clear sign that things are starting to change.
Again, you come into this position with already having head coaching experience. How do you factor in what you've learned from your previous experience and coming in to have to play a crosstown rival, Wasma Wildcats under Coach Dean Smith, crosstown rival, Alex Carroll High School and head coach Alex Washington, from Union Parish, Sterlington. It's a really tough district that you guys compete in. How do you bring your experiences to help these guys be better and compete?
Well, fortunately, in my coaching career, I've been able to be a part of some successful programs. In 2007, I was part of the basketball team that won state championship. But I was a young coach then, and all I knew was football. But as I've grown and gotten older into my coaching career, I've really learned to try to seek after the hearts of these young men, and really be genuinely concerned about what they can do, not just be concerned about what they can do for you on the football field, but get to know them. And I think by getting to know the kids individually, you understand how to coach them. There are some kids that can take the hard coaching, but there are some kids that respond differently to that type of coaching. So ultimately, you have to ask the question: is it more important that I coach the way that I've always coached, or is it important to get these young men to do what it is that I need them to do? And just to kind of harp on my experience, I think that I've learned more from my mistakes than I have my successes as a coach. I can remember being a young coach at Bastrop back in 2013, being a defensive coordinator and playing Parkway, and Brandon Harris was the quarterback at the time. And, me being stubborn as a defensive coordinator, saying that, he's just going to have to, we're going to blitz him and he's going to have to beat us. Well, next thing you know is 79 points on the scoreboard. So I eventually, I've learned from those mistakes, and I think ultimately that's what has made me a better coach. And like I said, man, just winning the hearts of these kids, and letting them know that you truly and genuinely care about who they are as an individual. I think if you do that, then they'll do anything for you.
Right. I absolutely agree with you there, Coach. You got hired here again, middle of June. How hard was it for you to find the staff that you wanted, and did you get to choose your own staff?
Well, there were some people, some coaches currently in place when I got here. They did a tremendous job of, running the summer workouts. Unfortunately, those coaches have decided to go into different ventures and go to different school. But I was able to hire some coaches, and the coaches that I've brought in, they share my same philosophy. They work, tirelessly throughout the week to try to put our kids in successful positions on the field, and so I've been very pleased with the hiring of my assistant coaches, and they've done everything that I've asked them to do, and so it's been good.
What's your primary goal that you expect for not just your kids, but from your staff and yourself as well. When this season is complete, what goals have you set that you are looking to accomplish here in your first season?
Well, with the first season, I mean, honestly, we did get off to a late start. So what some of our teams in our districts have been doing, for months and years, we've only been doing for about 3 months now. So we're a little bit behind the 8 ball from a schematic standpoint. But, again, all I ever ask from my kids, my players, is to give me their best. And it's up to us as coaches to figure out the X's and O's part of it. But, I just ask the kids to give me their best. And I think that when you do that, then, everything else can take care of itself. Obviously, it's not coming off a 2-8 record. There's not a lot of expectations from other people from Richwood, but I know these kids, and I know that they truly want something different. And I believe that me and my coaching staff have been able to provide them with something different. So you can tell just based on the energy that they're hungry for a different result. Now, whether or not that equals to to more wins this year, that's still too early to tell. Right. But my philosophy is not going to change for these young men. I just want them to give their best, and I expect for them to be able to come in and give me the best version of themselves.
Right. Well, Coach, I want to leave you with this, and I think this not only says a lot about your football team, but it definitely, in my opinion, it says a lot about you. I'm talking to a coach yesterday from the area, and he gave you the ultimate compliment, in which I believe, and that is that, he told me that Richwood had a great set of kids over here and that they would go far under your leadership and tutelage. So I think it's no better compliment than one you can get from your peers. So I don't like saying good luck. You prepare, you don't need luck.
Right.
Go out, have a great season, continue the timeless tradition that all the previous Rams have shown here before, and everything will work itself out. Richwood is a school that's rich and full of tradition, I know. So thank you for taking a moment with Off the Bench Sports. Remember, get off the bench, get into the game.